Up next on This Week in Torrance.
The AYSO National Tournament officially kicked off. We'll take you to the opening ceremony.
Then find out what summer activities include heading to the park after dark.
And a local fundraiser brings a little bit of Hollywood to Torrance. We'll take you there.
Plus, one local teacher gets the trip of a lifetime. We'll tell you where she's headed and why. These stories and much more are just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now.
Hello everyone and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Jin Chun.
And I'm Julie Chan. Thanks for joining us. Here are your top stories. California's 3-year drought is continuing to spread with no end in sight, and new reports are finding even more hard news to swallow. Research from UC Davis found the Central Valley's agricultural communities stand to lose $1.7 billion this year and more than 14,000 jobs due to the drought. The state's firefighting agency, CAL FIRE, having responded to more than 2,500 wildfires already is a huge increase for this time of year. And while California is not the only state experiencing drought-like conditions, it's the only one experiencing severe drought throughout the entire state. Early predictions for a wet El Nino season this winter would bring much-needed rain and relief, but that's quickly changing as we get into the summer months. About 60 California cities and agencies have imposed mandatory water use cutbacks, some as high as 50%. Here in Torrance, the city enacted a water restriction, also known as a Level 1 water supply shortage ordinance prohibiting outdoor watering between 9 and 5 p.m. and limiting to 3 days a week. The last time the city implemented a water ordinance in 2009, residents decreased water use by just under 20%.
Well, better news for California workers as many will see a bump in their paychecks this week. The state's minimum wage went up from $8 to $9 an hour. This is the first increase in 6 years. And come 2016, the hourly wage will go up again, making it $10 an hour thanks to Assembly Bill 10, which Governor Brown signed into law last fall. The increase may be a double-edged sword for workers as many employers are now saying they may have to hire fewer employees and cut hours in order to cover their costs. Governor Brown said it was his moral obligation to help increase wages to a state with one of the highest costs of living.
Film projects looking to leave California to save on their budget may want to stay now thanks to a tax incentive. The California Film Commission announced this week that 26 projects were selected in a lottery to receive $100 million in tax rebates. In return, companies promised to film and finish their post-production work here in California. Under this lottery, movies like Mainstream will receive $2.3 million in tax credits on its $9.3 million budget. The BET network series Being Mary Jane, starring Gabrielle Union, will relocate from Atlanta to Los Angeles thanks to the $5.2 million the company will receive. Officials said it had 497 project applications this year, a 30% increase since 2013. The program was started to compete with incentives being offered by other states and locations to lure productions out of California.
Honda drivers were treated to a big surprise as the SoCal Helpful Honda team was out in full force again for a surprise giveaway. Here in Torrance, the team in blue brought out their big tanks to the Valero gas station at the corner of Torrance Boulevard and Madrona Avenue, offering free gas for Honda drivers. According to AAA, an estimated 41 million Americans are expected to be on the road over the 4th of July holiday, driving at least 50 miles or more. This was a nice surprise for many starting off the weekend with a free tank of gas. Random Pumps of Helpfulness will continue. Be sure to follow them at #TankerTuesdays to find out where they'll be giving out gas next.
Summer is here, and so are the fun activities at our local parks. The city's Community Services Department, in partnership with the Home Depot, is hosting the Carpenter Wagon again, and staff will be at different parks each week working with children ages 6 to 14, creating a variety of woodcraft projects. The popular program is limited to 20 children per session and is offered on a first-come, first-served basis. This is one of many programs offered throughout the summer for families and children. Coming up on July 9th, the Carpenter Wagon will be at Hickory Park, then on July 16th at Torrance Park. There are 3 sessions each day at 12, 1, and 2 p.m. For more information, call 310-618-2930.
Still ahead, fundraising to keep the local arts alive.
Plus, one teacher's mission to create environmental leaders. We'll tell you how.
But first,
minds can achieve anything. We make sure they get to college. Federal student aid provides more than $150 billion in grants, loans, and work-study funds to make college possible for anyone with the mind to get there. Because if given the chance, minds will do great things. Federal Student Aid, proud sponsor of the American Mind. Learn more about money for college at studentaid.gov.
The 2014 AYSO National Tournament officially kicked off, welcoming athletes from all around the country. Opening ceremonies took place in Carson at the StubHub Center, welcoming more than 7,000 players on 500 teams from 19 states. Many visiting for the week-long event of competitions in Torrance were welcomed with banners hung all along Torrance roads. Teams checking in at the Torrance South Bay Marriott were greeted by celebrity athletes including Brandi Chastain, who helped the U.S. women's national soccer team win Olympic gold medals and 2 Women's World Cups. Players ranging from 8 to 18 are competing here in Torrance, as well as the city of Riverside. While about a quarter of the teams are from Southern California, the South Bay is well represented with more than 36 teams taking part. The city anticipates a boost in the local economy during this week as many area businesses are already seeing a big increase in activity. The Torrance Marriott, which is the city's largest hotel, is expecting one of its most high-profile weeks of the year. Along with hotels, close to 80 local restaurants will offer discounts to those in town for the tournament. Torrance is the birthplace of the American Youth Soccer Organization, who's celebrating their 50th anniversary this year.
A free night of family fun was held at a local park recently. Families came out in droves to De Portola Park to catch a free movie in the park. This summer series of outdoor movies shown at various parks around town was hosted in partnership by the Torrance Homeowners Association along with the City of Torrance. With more than 200 people out with blankets, beach chairs, and picnics, everyone was excited to enjoy the free movie Under the Stars.
Once we found out about it, our whole family was excited and we emailed all of our closest friends. We decided to have a potluck. We're like, let's make it a day thing, get there 2 hours early.
We try to aim for movies that are PG or G, and we enjoy tying it to the summer reading program theme. So this year, the summer reading program theme is Pause to Read, and so all of our movies this summer are about animals with paws.
Wonderful. And tell me, what's tonight's movie?
Tonight's movie is We Bought a Zoo.
And your other 2 movies this summer?
Our July feature will be Marley and Me, and that's going to be at La Romeria Park. And then at the end of the summer, the last Saturday in August, we have Bolt, and that will be at Wilson Park right by the pond.
Thanks, Julie. The next movie at the park takes place on Saturday, July 26th at La Romeria Park.
Raising funds to keep the arts thriving in Torrance is what one local organization is setting out to do. Reporter Amy Polpey-Boone tells us more.
A little bit of Hollywood and a whole lot of entertainment was the theme to this year's annual fundraising gala, raising awareness and much-needed money to help keep art programs alive and thriving for the Torrance community.
Well, we're here at the Gala, the 2014 Gala, and as you can see, there's quite a few people here. We're very pleased of the turnout, and so we hope to have a great evening.
With just under 200 in attendance, the Torrance Cultural Arts Foundation recently celebrated their 20th anniversary with food, music, and a silent auction.
I always like to go around and see what they have and spend a little money, but also see lots of friends that maybe I only see once a year.
Thousands of dollars were raised thanks to the support by not only the elected officials, but by local residents, artists, and sponsors.
The response is good. We would like the response to be more. We seem to be a hidden treasure in Torrance.
This annual event continues to support many public programs and charities, such as the Pacific Coast International Short Film Festival, writing courses, and local community performance art programs.
Every year during our live auction, we have what's known as what we call Arts for All. That's where we raise funds to donate tickets to nonprofit children and family organizations.
And with another successful event behind them, the foundation hopes the support won't end here.
The City of Torrance does a really great job of supporting the arts and certainly supporting this center here. And without support from the city, it couldn't happen.
Thanks, Amy. Typhoon Yolanda devastated parts of Southeast Asia, including the Philippines last fall, and relief efforts are still going on. Reporter Crystal Garcia caught up with members of Rotary International to find out how they are contributing to the efforts.
The motto of Rotarians is to put service over self, and members of the Del Amo Rotary Club gathered to celebrate their service being turned into action. Rotary members from around the greater Los Angeles district, including several here in Torrance, are working together to bring relief to victims of Typhoon Yolanda.
And using the network of Rotary International that has 1.2 million members and thousands of clubs around the world, we had a connection by which we could come in and help.
By working in conjunction with organizations like the Peace Project and Help the Children, Rotarians in District 5280 raised over $30,000 to help provide the materials for the great need in the Philippines.
We are going to be building around 40 homes to start with. It is the first phase, and the whole project will build around 200 homes in a community in the Philippines that is greatly affected by the typhoon.
In late June, key players in the relief effort came together and held a loading ceremony, where lumber and other building materials were put into a 40-foot container and shipped off to Tabunak in the Bantayan Island of the Philippines.
I also like to applaud everybody and all the clubs that have contributed towards this cause.
Groundbreaking on the new homes in the Philippines is scheduled to begin mid-August, and until then, members of the Rotary Clubs continue their work.
Basically, the reward of feeling accomplished that we're there to be able to help other people.
For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Crystal Garcia.
With the 4th of July holiday weekend here, many are heading out of town, and the Torrance Police Department wants to make sure that homeowners are at ease while away. Crystal Garcia tells us more.
With families away on vacation this summer, police are upping the ante and providing homeowners an extra layer of protection.
There's not too many law enforcement agencies that have either a home security inspection or a vacation check.
Signing up for either service only takes about 5 minutes, and the best part, it's free and open to anyone who signs up.
You can find them on our website under online services.
The Home Security Inspection Service gives homeowners a thorough inspection of their home, offering suggestions and ideas to better safeguard the house. From looking at the doors to the types of windows, police say it's better to be safe than sorry.
It's a nice added benefit to be able to call the Torrance Police Department to come out and really make sure that it is appropriately secured.
And the Vacation Security Check Service gives residents a peace of mind knowing that their home is being taken care of while they're away.
We pick up the mail, we look around your house, and it shows that there's some kind of activity, so your residential burglar doesn't come in there and think that you're on vacation.
To make it even more convenient, there's no deadline to sign up. You can do it the day you're leaving or even if you forgot to sign up after you've gone. So if you're headed out of town, be sure to use the free security resources that Torrance Police Department has to offer. For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Crystal Garcia.
Thanks, Crystal. Torrance Police suggests communicating with neighbors before heading out of town. Residents are also being asked if they see something, say something. Call 310-328-3456 to report any suspicious activity. Still ahead, we've got great events for you and your family you won't want to miss.
Plus, CitiCABLE gets an exclusive interview with a local teacher who's hoping to change the world one student at
You can't buy a best friend. You can love them, pet them, care for them, whether they want you to or not. You can take a picture or 50. You can bring them with you wherever you go. You can jump, yell, hide and go seek, play dress up, or not. Go for a walk, or not. You can fly to the moon, travel the world, or just stay in bed. You can't buy a best friend like that. But you can adopt one.
'Cause we're connected. We're connected.
Young filmmakers and artists alike, the Torrance Art and Film Lab, along with the Los Angeles County Museum of Art, is accepting online submissions for short films. The Torrance Art and Film Lab is a 5-week pop-up art initiative starting on August 7th through September 6th, offering hands-on workshops, an oral history project, and free film screenings. All events take place at Wilson Park and the Torrance Art Museum. Submissions can be sent to artandfilmlab@lacma.org. Videos will be screened on August 29th.
And school may be out, but the Torrance Library is not, and they're encouraging readers of all ages to join in on a special summer reading program. From June 23rd through August 9th, Pause to Read Summer Reading Program invites readers of all levels and ages to the various libraries in Torrance. Pause to Read is an interactive animal program from the Wildlife Company, which also includes performances, craft making, and much more. To see which library is closest to you, go online to torranceca.gov.
A Torrance resident and local teacher is getting ready to travel across the country, and we got an exclusive interview with her before her trip to learn more about the organization that's sending her and how they're helping teachers all around the world bring awareness to a much-needed topic of discussion.
This is where Mommy's going to be going on her trip when she goes.
3,300 miles away, Bridget Fredrickson is getting ready for the trip of a lifetime.
I am going on an all-expense-paid trip for 10 days to Puerto Rico.
The longest this mom of two will be away from her kids. Fredrickson is packing light and only taking the essentials.
It's not a vacation, no. I'm actually doing a research trip.
She was hand-selected out of more than 200 candidates to take part in a research fellowship for an organization called Earthwatch. They're dedicated to creating environmental stewards among the world's most passionate educators.
We're going to be looking at the croaky frogs and lizards and seeing how the climate change is affecting their population and habitat.
As a high school biology teacher, her passion for science, the earth, and the environment makes her the perfect candidate.
When I got the award letter, I was really excited. It made me feel really special.
In Puerto Rico, Fredrickson will be joined by 4 other teachers and work alongside world-class scientists.
Their climate is changing just like our climate is changing. So if you show the students, you take them out of their little bubble and show them how other parts of the world are affected as well, it kind of gives them a whole sense of what's going on.
She hopes to empower her students with the knowledge she brings back, creating a new generation of environmental leaders.
Okay, and by a show of hands, who also agrees that bears are omnivores? Okay, good. I'm hoping that by me coming back and bringing back my data and sharing and engaging the kids with what I've learned, will really promote them wanting to either, one, also go on these expeditions and want to learn and help, as well as understanding what their part in the whole big picture is, because everyone has to be a part of it.
A baby frog.
I like that. Do you like that, baby frog?
Making a difference one student at a time, it all begins with passionate teachers, or in this case, a mom simply doing what she loves most.
I'm always teaching. At home, my kids all have a love for science. I don't push it on them, but they do. My daughter Kylie, who's 6, she just gets it. She's at home constantly making things, turning anything we have at home, recycling it into something else. It's one kid at a time. It is.
Wow, what an amazing experience, Jen.
It was, and this was really a fun story for me to cover just because we got to meet someone so passionate about what they do, as an educator who loves science and teaching, and really as a mom who's just trying to create a better world for her kids.
Definitely. Well, that does it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Julie Chan. If you've missed any portion of our show, you can catch us again at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m.
And I'm Jin Chun. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.